The air crackled with energy on election night, but as results rolled in, an uncomfortable truth settled over Democratic strategists. Men once reliable Democratic voters, at least in part, seemed to have turned away, leaving a crucial gap in the blue wall. The question lingered: how did it come to this? Across kitchen tables and blue-collar workplaces, many men felt unseen, their voices lost in a cacophony of political promises and priorities aimed elsewhere. For a party that prides itself on inclusion, the Democrats were left reckoning with an uncomfortable reality. Men were feeling left behind. Economically, many men were watching their industries decline and their jobs disappear. To many, the party of the working class seemed to have forgotten those men working hardest just to survive. Campaign promises touched on grand visions for the economy, but often left out targeted solutions that addressed the blue-collar plight or offered clear paths to stability. It's not just about broad strokes, it's about hitting the nail on the head, as one disenchanted voter put it. Without direct outreach and tangible policies, hope and faith drained away. The story is all too familiar in Rust Belt towns and rural communities. Factories closed, skilled labor opportunities dwindled, and automation took over. For men without college degrees, the changing job market wasn't a story of opportunity. It was one of despair. The Democrats did roll out economic plans, but they often lacked resonance for those hardest hit. Job programs for tech sectors and clean energy felt distant, abstract, and unattainable. Meanwhile, their lives demanded immediate solutions. What's missing? Support for trades, vocational training, and apprenticeships. A recognition of paths that don't require a 4-year degree. For many, it was about more than a paycheck. It was about identity and self-worth, as wrapped in their work as steel and iron. Programs and plans must speak to them directly, restoring dignity and creating futures they can grasp. But work and careers are only issue men face. Behind closed doors, men have been struggling. Stress and uncertainty had given way to depression, addiction, and sometimes darker paths. Many men feel alone, lonely, and don't see an advocate for them. Yet mental health rarely made it to the campaign stage despite being a crisis for millions, both men and women. Seeking help is stigmatized. In too many places, support was non-existent. In prioritizing healthcare policy, there was an opportunity. Democrats could lead by championing men's mental health, normalizing care, and bringing resources into communities. But such changes require acknowledging the silent battles, a sensitivity that could humanize policy. By listening to these stories, Democrats could lead a much-needed cultural shift, letting men know their struggles were not just heard, but taken to heart. But there's more to the struggles than that. Societal norms are shifting, and for many men, navigating these changes is both liberating and destabilizing. Traditional roles once held tightly are evolving, but often the Democratic Party's messaging failed to invite men into that change. It pushed them away. Talking about equality doesn't mean ignoring or minimizing men's experiences. It means building an inclusive future together. Here, men need to see themselves reflected in progress, not cast aside. Addressing toxic masculinity isn't an attack on men. It's a chance to redefine strength, compassion, and modern masculinity. Recognizing this and engaging men as allies, not obstacles, can make them partners in change. Across America, men spoke of feeling invisible, their needs overlooked. Campaign strategies that targeted women, youth, or minority groups are essential, but they cannot exist in a vacuum. To be truly inclusive, every voice must count. The Democratic Party has the opportunity to show men they are seen, their concerns understood, and their voices respected. That means direct outreach, town halls, dialogues, and leaders within the party who reflect their realities. Men must see themselves in their leaders, and they must feel the policies proposed address their realities, not abstract, but in a visceral and personal way. To do this, Democrats must craft narratives that resonate, policies that inspire trust, and relationships that build loyalty. The Democratic Party's mission to create a just, equitable, and humanitarian world hinges on representing all people, including men who feel left behind. By addressing economic realities, mental health needs, cultural shifts, and political representation, the party can rebuild bridges of trust. It is not merely a matter of politics, but of societal progress, of ensuring no one is left behind on the journey to a better world. Thank you for watching. At Renaissance Spirit, we are dedicated to exploring the intersections of history, politics, personal development, and social justice to promote a more equitable world. We believe in learning from our past to better shape our future. Much like the Renaissance's blend of innovation and reflection led to progress, we will be your banner, your sword, and your shield. Men of America, you are not alone. As a man and content creator, I know your struggles, and I know how important it is to advocate for our needs. I have several related videos already that focus on men, but I'll be creating much more in the weeks and months ahead. If you have a topic you'd like covered, let me know in the comments below. I have a few video recommendations that cover some of these topics. The first is, Americans don't like to talk about money. Watch that first, and then, the best mental health tips for living in the age of social media, as well as my video, The United States of Loneliness, as well as my videos on what the Democratic Party needs to do next to win back the male vote. Join us on this journey, share your thoughts, and let us know how we can further expand this conversation to create a brighter tomorrow. Subscribe, engage, and embrace the Renaissance Spirit, a style of living and thinking that transforms our world, one story at a time. Live the Renaissance Spirit. History has not died, but only our understanding of it. Watch our quiz to see if you're a Renaissance Spirit. And remember, you're not alone. If you or a loved one are over the edge and need counseling, call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988. Number will vary in other countries. You're important to us. Take care of yourself. The hard work to get both parties to pay attention to us starts now.